Hello and welcome back to Organic Cardboard. My name is Owen Kneep, and today I just had recently got a expansion for Apiary, and that's the Expanding the Hive expansion. It's their first one, and it kind of made me want to get the game back out and play it again. So I figured maybe I'll just do a solo run through against the automa, however you say it, and yeah, the unboxing video I did had some bad audio and some other quality issues, but I did put it out there. So if you do want to take a look and see what it has, feel free to check that out. I'll put a link at the end of the video. It'll show up for that. But today I've got this game all set up here, and I'm all ready to play against the gray and yellow opponent, being the automa. And the automa doesn't do a whole lot of special stuff here aside from just gaining points. It's one of those kind of games where it's kind of just doing some things to kind of get in your way, take tiles away, but isn't necessarily like playing the game the way you are. But meanwhile, I do have the components out from the expansion. I did take the hexagon player board, hive, whatever frame, starting player board tile, and then I took the Sidoni, which is the only truly new faction, I guess you call it, and this one allows you to the first 4 times that you would acquire a new frame, a new addition into your hive, then you get to activate one of its build bonuses. So we do have new frames here as well. So the original one just had like those base, like they each had one card that you could get, one seed card from placing buildings into either of these 2 sections. And every one of them was the exact same. Each of these are actually different. When I draw them, I'm going to get to choose from one of 2 piles. And then if I'm drawing an additional one, I could potentially draw one from underneath the one that I just took. But otherwise, we've got carved tiles here as well that are going to include the new ones. I put out all 3 of the new ones here, and then we put some random ones underneath. And hopefully I can get 1 or 2 of these before the automa steals them from me. And then I also have the new tiles that went in for all of the advanced actions. And I kind of peppered those through. I shuffled everything else. I don't really know what the tiles are, but I did check to make sure, because they do have a little marker to show that they're expansion tiles. And so I put 1 of each of these are expansion tiles starting off on the right, and then every like 3 tiles in here I put 1 of them just to see as they would show up. Over here at the conversion spot where we have like the dance tiles, well, first off, this looks like a mess, but because this is how I play the game normally, I'll set all these out so you can see them all these little dance icons that you throw in when you're teaching a new dance. Because they are open information, the book says to just put them in a pile, but I like to put them where I can see them all. And then these are 2 of the new dance tiles. All of these just included one of the basic resources. There's only 3. And they each had one of the basic resources, either pollen, water, or fiber, and then whatever else that you want to throw in there when you're teaching the dance. And then you can put whatever the production is, I guess, that you get off of that dance. But otherwise, everything is more or less the same going on here, and we'll kind of see how. I don't know. I don't really expect a whole lot of different stuff to happen on this, as opposed to playing like a normal game of Apiary without the expansion. But they did take away some of the ultra strong abilities. I am going to play with this variant. I don't know. I'm assuming this plays in the same way with the automa. It does say that the solitary rules just simply state that all components from this expansion are compatible with the Apiary automa. And then whenever the automa takes the grow action, you have the following rule, which means that they remove the top of these frame tiles. They remove the top one from here, from each stack, and then you place each removed frame tile under its stack. So they kind of like cycle these out, kind of getting in your way if you've got plans, I guess. So anyways, let's go ahead and see what happens. We're going to start out with this. The automa is going to get to go first. And they only take points. They don't take any of the queen's favor. They're not going to teach a new dance. But they do have a special rule for like when they do conversions and the points that you get for those. But otherwise, all they're doing is kind of gain a bunch of points throughout the game, and then I'll be gaining probably more points at the end of the game. So the way the automa works is they've got this stack of cards here, and we'll take the first one off, and then we use both the one that just got taken off and the one that's on the top of the stack to figure out what exactly they're doing. So we read this from top down, and then we do whatever we can first. And if we can't do the one thing, we do the second thing, and then we do the third thing is like the kind of, if you can't do anything else, they just gain some points. So what this is saying is that we're basing this off of the gray workers. They have two different colors where normally people only have one. So they have all their workers already kind of ready to be used here. But they do have two different colors, and so certain ones will activate and then other ones will activate depending on what the top card is here for the automa. So it's saying if they have 0 or 1 of these workers in their pool, then they're going to retrieve all of them and gain 2 points. Well, they have all of them. They have all 5 and 3 of the gray ones are the only ones we're looking at for this particular move. And then, so if we have a 4 worker, they'll take a carve 1 action. They don't have that. And so the next thing that we would look at is the research at the bottom here. And so we place the highest worker out that we can, and they're going to go in the research action space. And then he's going to gain 2 points. Simple as that. If we were playing on the expert mode, I'd gain an extra point as well. But we're not doing that. Okay, and so then I have to decide what I want to do. So I've got a fiber and a water to begin with. And I could potentially go and like buy a farm if I really wanted to. I don't have enough stuff to otherwise buy like one of these, recruit one of these specialists. And then I certainly don't have any wax to do development. One of the first things I usually like to do is go over this exploration action because you get to gain a decent amount of resources when you do that. And I kind of like getting the cards because the cards always give you nice stuff as well. So I've got a level 2 and a level 1 worker here. And so I would place a level 2 worker if I want to move 2 and I want to get to that. Let's say I want to get to that card. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to be moving here. So before I move there, I'm going to draw one of these exploration tiles. It's going to be a new world basically that got found. And I get to take this, I flip it over, I get to take 1 card as well, 1 seed card. And these are, this is one of the new cards. So there's like 15 of these mixed into here. I didn't actually plan for this one. It just happened to be one. And this one lets you switch the position of any 2 worker bees on the board. And then if it's planted at the end of the game, I get 4 points for every filled frame. So we'll hang on to that. I can always use that for just any basic resource here in the top right as well. They're kind of all three different uses for these cards. But then I get to also select what the first section is of this world here and what it's going to be producing. So let's go ahead and put a pollen out because I think I need to start getting pollen. And I get to gain a pollen as well. And then we will finally actually put the queen bee little marker here. I'm going to leave this on its stand, but this is kind of what he looks like up close. It's a pretty cool mini. It's a little robotic looking queen bee chip. So we're going to keep that there at Malpy. And that'll be my turn. And then now we'll go on to the next action of this automa. And it's saying if it has, this is basing off of gray workers again, if it has no gray workers, it's then going to retrieve all, but it's got gray workers, so let's not worry about that. It's not got a level 4, so we're not going to do a carve 2. So now he's going to do an advance action. So we'll take the highest level one, we'll put it on the advance spot here, and then it's going to take a farm tile and a one of these recruit tiles. So it takes the two on the left. And these don't really do anything for it other than just give it like a pile of ones to have, and then they give them points. I guess that's a good thing for them. And then we'll remove these middle ones as well. And these will just go away. And then we'll shift everything down and we'll put new ones out. All right. There's no new tiles there. We do have the seed specialist as one of the new ones. This one says whenever you discard a seed card to gain a resource, you get to gain an extra resource when you have him. So that's pretty good, especially since I already have a card and he only costs 1 to get. Okay. So now I need to figure out what the next thing that I'm going to do is, and let's see. I kind of like that seed specialist. I'm tempted to want to purchase that one. I do have another level 1 worker here. However, I don't have anything to like gain me some extra like production, which I kind of I'm gonna have to probably retrieve my workers here in just a moment. So it does almost make me want to gain production. I also am tempted to just grow so I can get some extra workers out. I do have 1 pollen now. Maybe. Oh, if I don't do this, there's a good chance I could lose the seed specialist to the automa. I feel like I do really want that seed specialist. I'm wondering how many other ways I'm going to gain cards. I have to take the research action in order to gain a card. So maybe that's not going to happen too often. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that. And maybe I should just simply grow an extra worker. So let's do that. We'll gain an extra worker, and I believe this is just going to go into my active pool for now. And then now we'll go on to see what else the automa is going to do. Let's go in off of gray again. And it's not going to activate the first one. It's not going to activate the second one. So it's going to grow. So it's going to place, and that was kind of beneficial that I took the grow action then, because he bumps my worker. So I immediately get a level 2 there ready to go. And then because it was a 1, he's going to gain 1 point. So he's at 4 points now. Now, what else do I want to do? I've got workers to spend. I could still grab the seed specialist. I'd also wouldn't mind grabbing a farm tile, but I do not have all that much stuff. I like the idea of getting to produce the 2 fiber at the top from that first farm tile. I could also just simply explore again, go up and grab a resource of every type. Yes, I think that top one is of every type. So that probably wouldn't be bad for me to go ahead and do. I only need to use my level 1 worker unless I want to start getting some stronger workers quicker. And maybe I do, because I know those carved tiles tend to go away quickly with these guys. So let's, we're going to go ahead and put, whoops, accidentally bumped that one. So we're going to put number 2 here. I'm only going to move up 2 spots though. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to gain 1 of every resource. I do have to have space for it though, however. I do not have enough space on this this board right now, so I'm going to reverse that, because I feel like I'll probably get another opportunity to do this. So let's put this back. Let's then place the level 1 worker instead, and we'll put him down here. We'll bump this guy down 1, and let's buy a farm tile. And this one's going to give me space for any one any one kind of resource, which is nice. And the one at the very end, I don't have enough power to get, because I'm only put a level 1 there, and I would have to have 5 in order to reach it. So well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the seed specialist. And I'm going to take the seed specialist mostly because I'll probably end up burning my seed card in order to get the goods from it. So let's place that right here, because these do have to all be connected. And then we'll move all these down. Oh, that diplomat would be really nice too to get. I do have to spend my pollen, so let's go ahead and do that. Pollen's gone. All right, so let's see what the next action is that the automa is going to do. So now he's looking at yellow, and so he's not going to activate the first one. He's not going to activate the second one. He's going to explore. So we will put you in the exploration section. So now he's going to move 4 spaces, and or he's going to just move to the first location that has an unexplored tile up to 4 away. And he's going to move in this pattern, so he's going to go to the left first. And he's going to take this one right here. Let me double check that to make sure that that's how that works. Okay, yeah, I was right. So yeah, it does just move to the very first one that's unexplored. So then we'll put this down here. Takes this tile, does not gain resources. And then the type of resource that'll be here is going to be based off of what this top card is. That's why I have those little resource icons on them. And this fava, if I put a level 4 worker down here, we can use this action to gain 1 level 1 worker and plant a seed. Okay. So now I got to figure out what else I want to do. Gosh, I really want that diplomat now. And I'm tempted, because I can use my seed specialist. I think I would like to get that. So if we use the seed specialist, we can go ahead and discard this card, and we get to gain 2 different resources. So let's get a pollen. Let's get a water as well. And then for the actual action I'm going to take, I'm going to hop in over here, bump this down. This will bump to a 3. Now he's got a 3 gray there. And we're going to take that diplomat, because that's another nice one. Now, my special ability here with my player, this hexagon hive, I can reserve a carved tile as soon as I place one right here, which is really nice. So let's do that and take advantage of our ability. Now, when you reserve, you're not actually building it. You're just getting to hold on to it for later. 7 points if you teach a dance. That's a really easy one to do. 4 points per planted seed tile. 3 points per specialist. And because I've already got, like, I'm calling these specialists, they're recruits, I guess. Recruit tiles. But because I've already got 2, that one looks pretty good. So I think I'm going to take that one. And I'm gonna just hang on to it. It's not gonna get to be built yet unless I get the stuff for it. And I will finish this off by moving these all down. I'll put that over there. Okay. All right. So then we go on to the automa. And now it's looking to see if it's got 0 or 1, which it does of the yellow. It's only got 1. So now it's going to retrieve all its yellows, which means it's going to take this one back. It'll become a 3. And then it's going to get 2 points. Just gets to gobble up points throughout the game. Now, what else do I want to do? I really would like to get one of those farm tiles. And I like that first one because it gives me a lot of options for later. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like the possibility because I might be able to get a good bit of Queen's favor with, well, we'll see. Because you only get the extra Queen's favor from production if you don't have space for it. I do like the idea though of having that extra space. I also like the idea of just exploring and getting that tile that gives me one of everything, but I've got to spin this stuff first. So, oh, I actually don't have any workers, so I kind of have to retrieve them. So let's go ahead and retrieve them. So we get we'll have a 2, and then a 3 and a 3. We'll see if I get to actually do any of the things that I originally wanted to do. So let's go back to the automa. It's not going to do this. There isn't a second action. It's going to advance. It's using the yellow. It's taking the strongest one and putting it on the advanced space, which is this one right here. And then because it was a 3, it's going to take a farm and so it's going to actually take the one that I wanted, but that's was expected to happen regularly throughout this game. It's going to take those 2. It's going to remove these 2. And it's going to shift all these down and put new ones out. Okay. Maybe they'll give me a better one. So this one right here is one of the expansion ones that has a whole bunch of extra space in it. So if I could get one more fiber, that'd be great, but I don't think it's going to really make sense for me to worry about that too hard. I kind of need to just get a little more resources. I could convert, but then I have to lose my pollen. And I have to remember that because I took that diplomat, all of my recruits cost a lot less, or they cost 1 less anyways. So if I look over there, there's make carve with a strength 3 worker. That's really good. Convert. I gain 2 points per different dance that I use when I do a conversion. So there's only going to be 1 dance out. So maybe that's not going to be too great. And the last one is farm tiles no longer cost water. Oh, wow. Wow. That's really good. It'll cost 2 pollen. I don't know, it only costs 1 pollen for that. Okay, so I definitely want to get that. So I'll put my level 2 worker out here. And then because I have strength 5, I can reach it. And I only have to spend 1 pollen. And then he's going to hop in, and he's going to go over here so I can go ahead and reserve yet another one of these tiles here. This one would be really good. This gives you 5 points per adjacent empty space that has a build bonus. So that's going to be really good if I can get some hive tiles out. I mean, some frames out and get built around a bunch of those. That could be a lot of points if I did that right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just hold on to the obelisk. All right, so let's replace that recruit. Now let's see what the next thing is. Okay, so he does only have one yellow. So he's going to retrieve his yellows again. So this becomes a level 4. And then because he took a 4 back. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting mixed up. He's retrieving his yellow, and then he's just getting 2 points. Okay. All right. So pretty easy to use the automa. As you can see, it's not overly difficult. So let's see what else we can do. So I did really want that farm tile, and now my farm tiles no longer cost water. And I've got 2 water. I didn't really think about I was mostly thinking about the amount of, I guess I could convert my resources if I wanted. Either that, or I could just walk up and grab fiber from an exploration action, which could be really nice. I don't really know what I'm doing with water now since I don't need it other than converting with it. Well, there is one more card up there. Maybe I should just grab that and I'll know I'll be able to get a fiber from putting a new planet down here. Yeah, let's try that. So hopefully that tile will still be there, but we'll see. It's likely to be gone by the time I get up there. So I'm gonna go up here so I can take the extra seed card, which is another one of the expansion cards. You can't see it's kind of green, but it gives -1 strength to one of your workers to give +2 strength to another if I use it for its special ability. And then 9 points in the game if I have at least 1 wax, and honey if it's planted. Otherwise, I'll likely just use it for the resources later. But let's see what we got here. So we got Malva. If you do a level 4 action here, you'll get to, or a level 4 worker placement. When you're exploring, you get to gain 1 seed card and 1 expansion frame. So that's really nice. So we're going to put fiber out there because I need fiber. So this planet is producing fiber. And now we've got another fiber here. Okay, let's see what the automa is going to do. 0, they do have at least 1. They're looking at the grays, so they're not going to do the carve one. So now they're going to explore. So the 3 is going to go in the exploration action, means that it's got a power of 6, up to 6, and it's going to move in this pattern here. So it's wanting to go all the way to the left and up. It can't go up, so then it reverses directions, and unfortunately it takes that really nice exploration token here, and it's going to put down another fiber on this planet. Oh, that sweet tile that I couldn't use because I didn't have the space for it. Okay, so now I could go ahead and finish up grabbing that farm tile. That looks nice over there. That gives you a lot of room to hold stuff. I do like that one quite a bit. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of that. So we're gonna place this level 3 worker down here, bump me down. I do have 5 power, I don't need it, and I only need to spend my fiber now to buy a farm tile. We'll place it right over here because we're getting kind of close to filling up our map here. Oh, this one's upside down. All right. Let's see where we're at with the next card for the automa. So we're looking at grays again. We've got it's looking for 0 or 1, and we don't have any grays. So then we're going to the next thing, which is if we have a 4. let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we don't go to the next thing. We're going to retrieve all. So we're going to take all of the grays back. So that's going to make this one a 3. I'm going to keep these in order because this one's going to become a 4, which means he's going to be pushing the end game as he starts hibernating these. And this one's going to become a 2. And he's going to gain 2 points. Okay. So now where are we at? We kind of want to grab those carved tiles while we can. And I am going to need to pull people back, unfortunately, because I can't do anything else. So, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to have a 3. I'm going to have a 4. And another 4. Okay. And because I do have a production now, because I do have a farm, and I'm bringing back at least 1 worker, I will get a Queen's Favor. Because that is what, the only thing that farm tile is actually producing for me is Queen's Favor. Okay, so let's go to the next automa card. And so it's looking at grays again. And it's not going to do the first one, but it does have a 4 now to do a carve 2. So the way the numbers work, okay, so first we'll place this in the carve section here, which means he's about to hibernate this one as soon as he comes back off. Now the way it works is that we look at these carved tiles and it kind of snakes around. This is number 1, and then if there was one here, it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe it looks at just the ones that are left. And so it's going to go in this pattern. So normally it would go to the right and down and then to the left. It's already kind of in that bottom corner. So the way the rule book says is it reverses directions until it hits the carved tile that it's looking for going for the second one, and so I believe it won't count this first one. So it would count as the 1, and then it goes in reverse order too, because normally again it follows a different pattern. So it gets a little goofy when you have to go back the opposite direction. But either way, it's going to end up with this advancement token. And so this one, it does have a spot for it right here. I think I've got enough room here. I can just scoot these down a little bit and we'll just pop those in. Those are just going to end up being 7 points for every one of those that he gets at the end. Okay, so so now I've got bees to use, and I'm kind of looking to see if I might go ahead and grab one of those other blue tiles, but I don't have anything to change out. Now I could go ahead and change this card out, and that would give me, I could get the pollen that I would need. I can also grab farm tiles for free, which is nice if I start wanting to fill out some spaces to get points that way. But looking at the different recruits, we've got the apprentice that's going to carve. I may carve with a strength 3 worker. I can convert. When I do convert, I gain 2 points for every different dance that I use, and then the patron is whenever I hibernate, I get wax. I think that would be really nice, but I would have to have 5 points, which means I'd have to put a number 4 worker down, which is a little rough because they're really good for other situations as well. Because I'm looking at these planets, and that top left one looks really nice because it gets me another card, and then it'll give me, I'll at least get the fiber there, and then I can get the pollen that I would need for my next purchase along that track. And this thing, as far as the automa works, this is pretty safe, because I know I'm going to probably be able to get that right one still. Maybe it'll be easier to get. So let's not waste a level 4 worker and let's get something that's worthwhile with it. I could also plant if I went down to this one, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put a number 4 down in the exploration section. So I'm going to go over here and get the strength 4 benefit. So I'm going to get to gain a card. Let's see what that card is. So it seems like I didn't even shuffle these in here because I keep getting all of the expansion cards, but I guess that's good for this video. But this one lets me, I can discard 2 of the exploration tokens that I've picked up in order to gain a wax, or I can discard up to 3 exploration tokens to gain a honey. So, we'll hang on to that though, and now I get to select one of these tiles, and I can take one of the build benefits of it immediately if I would like to. So let's see. I think I'll just take this one and take a random resource along with it. And I'm going to probably place this in a weird way. I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking about using that obelisk. But if I do the obelisk, I won't be able to really. It's going to be a little difficult to take big advantage of it. But I've already picked this up, so I'm going to have to place it. And yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it like this. Maybe we'll get to take advantage of it. We'll see. But it's going to hang out right there, and then I will get one of the build bonuses. And I know I'm going to want a pollen, at least one, and I'm going to get the fiber because of where I've placed that already, and then I'll also get to take one other thing. And I kind of want to just keep getting pollen because I feel like that's going to be good for me to get recruits later. So we'll get another pollen. I've got these 2 free spots here as well to place those at now. Might as well take advantage of one. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So, okay, yeah, I paused for a second. I wanted to double check. I did actually forget to put these tokens are supposed to be in my pile, not in the automa's pile. So let's put those over where they're supposed to be at before I forget. Okay, so we're going to go to the next one here, and it's looking at yellows. If it's got 0 or 1, it's got 2, so it doesn't do that. It would carve for 3, but it doesn't have a 4. So now we're going to go to convert. So this is going to go over to the convert section here, and it's going to get 3 points. Okay, so now what do I want to do? I do want to get that patron over there. I kind of hate having to drop down my 4s to get that, and I might just set it up so I can start getting these carved tiles actually placed. It wouldn't be bad to take that apprentice right now. Yes, because I believe I'm still going to have to go to the carve to actually place these out, and I am going to want to place quite a few of them. So let's make it easier on myself, and we'll put a 3 down here, which is overkill, but I want to get that, I think, before it goes away. Hopefully I'll be able to get the patron as well, but we'll see. I'm going to spend a single pollen instead of 2. And we'll place that in right here, which will allow me to reserve yet one more of these carved tiles, preventing the automa from taking all of those. And that top one, this instruction would be easy because I just have to teach a dance to do it. Then the other one, I get 4 points per space on my per space on my hive mat with no tile, and that's not going to really be very advantageous. This one's only if I start really grabbing up those development tiles. Gives me 3 points per development tile. So yeah, I'm just going to go with the easy one. We'll take this one and we will store it away. Okay, and then these are going to move down and we'll keep it going. The next one that came out was the farmer. Whenever you plant a seed, you gain a wax or 3 points. Okay, so let's see what the next thing is that's coming out from the automa. It is looking at yellows. It would like to carve, but it doesn't have a 4, so now it's going to go to grow. And it's going to place one down here. And then it's going to gain 2 points. Okay, so I need to start, I know I'm going to need to start placing some of these carved tiles before the end of the game. And if you're not familiar with Apiary, the end of the game happens after the 7th hibernation token's been placed. So we'll get there. When we get there, we're going to have to start getting ready to hibernate. We're also going to have to start getting ready to grow some more of these guys. Well, let's see. I know I have one level 4. So if I put a 4 here, I could gain another. I could potentially gain 2 workers if I trade in one of my cards for some more pollen. I am not sure exactly what I want to do just yet, because there are some really good exploration tiles that are coming out. Like the faba is pretty nice because I could gain an extra worker and plant a seed right away. But I wouldn't do bad to work that obelisk by just placing a lot of these expansion frames out. And I do get to gain a benefit from doing that as well. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and grow. We're going to bump this guy out to a 3, which benefits him because it puts him closer to finishing the end game. But I also get to upgrade my faction tile. I don't even know what the back of this says. It's the first 4 times you acquire a frame, you activate one of its build bonuses as the base side, and then the upgraded side is the first 4 times you acquire a expansion tile, you activate 2 of its build bonuses. So that's pretty nice. We'll see how many times I gain those. And on upgrade, I get to build 2 of them for free. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's really powerful. Okay. Well, I know I'm gonna throw away this pollen, and I'm gonna get my last worker that's sitting out for 1 of the strength of what I'm doing. So I'm assuming, so it's on upgrade, I build 2 of the frame tiles for free. I'm assuming those are the 2 of the first 4 that I get to gain that extra 2 build bonuses off of. I'm going to double check that real quick. Okay, so I double checked the rules with this, and so that's not a new 4. So this frame tile would count as one of the 4. But I do gain the 2 immediately, and it doesn't really specify whether those count as the upgrade bonuses where I get to gain the build bonuses from those, but I'm assuming that I would. And if that's the case, I think I would want to take probably this one so I can take advantage of it. Otherwise, I could save my. I wouldn't be able to take advantage of both of these, but I could take advantage of both of those. So let's take the first one up off the top here, and I'm still thinking about getting. So the most points I could get for the obelisk would be 25. Because I'm going to have to be able to build out to it and connect it to the rest of everything. I could just place it. I want to place it in a way that is going to allow that to be surrounded as much as possible. And now I'm already running out of room. This is a issue with the game as far as like setting the game up, especially on camera here, is that we are going to start running out of space. So I'm going to shift these over a little bit. I think I'm still safe here. I think that's still going to hold everything fairly well. And I want to cover as much of that center hex as possible. And then I'm just going to build out to this and put down the obelisk here. So I'll have one more right here. And now I can trade in these tokens to get, I could get one extra seed card, I could get 3 points, or I could get 3 up the Queen's Favor track. I think I'm going to take the gamble and just get the one with the 3 Queen's Favor and see if we can make that worth our while by the end of the game. So I'm not really sure where these go. I'm just going to set them aside. And I'm going to gain a card. And then the card says I could take 3 resource tokens from any planets and then place 2 tokens from my supply onto any planets. Okay, so basically to trade out resources with that if I use it for its special ability, and then I get 7 points if I end at space 7 or lower on the Queen's Favor track at the end of the game. And then we'll take advantage of this one with that other token. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. That gives me, it goes from 1 point to 2 points if I end at the end of the game at that, but hopefully we'll get further down that track by the end. And then I get to take 1 additional frame tile and take the 2 benefits one more time. So I think we'll just take this one. It's nice and simple. And because I know I'm going to have to build out to this, well, I want this surrounded as much as possible. And if I have to build out to it, I might as well get to take the build bonus from it again. So now I'll get to take these 2 because of my faction benefit, and we'll gain 4 extra points. So that'll put us to 6. Okay, a lot that happened in that turn. I think I finished everything. Let's see, I could also spend 2 more resources and gain my last expansion tile and take advantage one more time. Why not? Let's go ahead and take advantage of everything. I can't really use water very well anymore because I don't need it for my farm tiles. So we'll get yeah, 1 more frame tile, and then we can take advantage of these 2 as well. And I guess we will place it, I guess we'll just place it like this. Okay, already running out of space. Can't really leave these where you can see them very well, but I think it still shows all the relevant information from the draw piles. I probably won't get too many more frame tiles by the end of the game because I've already taken advantage of the benefit that I get from them. But I will get 2 more Queen's Favor, and I'll get 1 more card. And I can't remember if I said this earlier in the game, but I'm going to play with this variant. I don't know if you normally use the variant in the automa, but I'm going to play with it just because it's part of the expansion. And it's that you can only play 2 of your seed cards at a time. So that way you can't like make these like crazy plays all at once. So every turn you get to play 2 seed cards instead of getting to play all of them. This particular seed card says, yeah, I play this card to swap one of my planted seeds with a planted seed from my hand. And then if I plant it, I get 3 points per carved tile, which is pretty good because I'm going to be getting a lot of carved tiles. I might try to hang on to that and actually plant it. But that was pretty much all the strength I could use for that grow action. So let's finally get back down to seeing what the automa is going to do. So they're looking at grays. They can't do the top one. They can't do the middle one. They're going to get Explorer. They're going to take a 3. They're going to put it on the Explorer side here, and then they're going to move in this pattern to the first one that is not explored. So they're going to go right here. They're going to end up taking this token. They're going to put this down, and that's Kerbita. If you have the 4 power on it, is you gain 2 of any of the 3 basic resources and 3 points. And then they're going to put a pollen down there. Again, the automa doesn't use resources, so they don't gain anything. Okay, so now my hive mat got crazy off of that last turn. So now I want to start building some stuff out. And I have to start thinking about gaining honey. I've got 1 worker left. Now I could go ahead. It probably would not be the worst time to hibernate. If I take back all my workers, I can hibernate 2 of them. The negative of that is that I could wait to see if he takes one of these actions and bumps them for me, so I don't have to worry about that. But if I bump right now, I can take that honey, and he's going to take this honey here if I don't. And I'm going to need 3 honey. Well, actually, no, I built, what didn't I build? No, yeah, I didn't build anything that gave me a benefit for this yet. Other than that, I only need a level 3 worker on the carve to do a carve. Okay, we want the obelisk over there. Okay, let's see. Man, yeah, I kind of want to wait, because if they bump those for me, I could also bump them myself by taking one of the same actions. I could bump them myself. And I do still see the patron there that would give me wax when I hibernate, so that's pretty nice. Let's keep going that route because I feel like that's still going to benefit me. So let's go in over here. I do have 3 power. I got 4 power, so I can reach the middle sections. And then I have to spend a pollen though, which means I will have to get rid of one of my cards in order to do this. I do have quite a few cards. I think I'll go ahead and get rid of this one here. And we'll take, let's just take 2 pollens, because I get an extra one because of the special worker that I have, whichever one, the seed specialist. Okay, so we'll just pop them in down here, and then we'll spend one of them in order to do what I originally wanted to do, which was to take this guy. And man, so when I complete this section right here, I could immediately either place one of these out or gain 2 honey. And the only reason why I would gain 2 honey would be to make it easier to get the obelisk out later. And it doesn't benefit me very well to just place the obelisk out here for free. That would be the most economical use of that action, except that this will not gain any benefit from being right there. So I'm almost wondering if I should even do this. I do have room for honey, so I think I am going to go ahead and just place that there. Take the 2 honey to make it easier for me to place the big point scorer out later. And so these 2, then we'll just put them right here. Okay, I'll move this down and we'll put another one out. This is the herbalist. If I do a research action, I can gain 2 of any 2 resources if I have that guy out. Okay. All right, so let's see what the, so at this point, I believe I am going to have to shuffle these cards. I'm just going to assume that this one gets flipped and then the rest of them shuffle, and then we see what the color is and everything with the type of worker it is that it's looking for. Okay, that's probably enough. All right, it's yellow, and it does have 0 or 1, so it's going to retrieve its yellow back, making that a 4 now. And then it's going to gain 2 points. Okay. Now, I do want to start carving. I hate him having that out there because that means that he's going to get to take it. But if I bring all my workers back right now, I could go ahead and take the extra honey here, which is pretty nice. And I have to. All my workers are gone. So so let's hibernate these 2. So we'll just turn those into 1s over here. This is going to become a 4, and then I've got this one is going to be a 2. And now we are getting ahead of them a little bit. And I need room for all of this stuff, but I do currently have room. So so these are the only 2 sections that these are the only 2 sections that we're going to go in on this. It's for 1 or 2. We're basically playing a 2-player game right now. This one will not get filled up. And then there is a bonus for who has the most of these at the end. So let's go ahead and put them both on the first one, because I know if I get 1 more, I'll have this one secured. And then we can fight over that one later. Okay. I will then gain a wax and a honey. Now, the negative of doing this, though, that I'm seeing right now is that I would gain 2 waxes, and I'm losing that. That was the whole point of taking the patron. Oh, and it would be really chancy for me to try to take like 2 other things instead of those. Like I could take 2, I could take 2 other benefits and just get the free wax and then use the wax. Oh, but if I take that graft over there, I immediately get to put a hibernation token and gain its benefit. So yeah, I think I'm going to take advantage of getting the 2 waxes and actually having space for them, and hopefully leave these for something else. So let's do that, because I've only got space for 2 more waxes in my hive at the moment. So these, instead of going there, I'll put 1 over here and gain a card, because the cards are always really nice to have. This one as I can add plus or -1 strength to 1 of my workers. I get 5 points of my hive mats full at the end if I plant it. But it's always good resources whenever I need them. And then with this other one, I could go ahead and just secure the points over here. Yeah, let's do that. It'll secure the points over here. It'll give me 2 extra points as well. Okay. So that was, and I do get to activate my 1 production of 1 Queen's Favor as well. So let's go to the next, the automa. It's looking at yellows. It's not going to do this. It's going to go to advance. It's going to put a 4 on the advance. And it's going to take, it's going to take all these tiles. It's a lot of points for him. And then these are all going to go away. Luckily, this one's still here. And then all these are going to shift down. And then we'll replace them. We've got radar, activate up to 3 visible build bonuses on a frame tile in the display. That's one of the expansion ones. The winter stores, I get to gain one of those resources with it, either a honey, 2 wax, or 2 seed cards. And we've got the Astrochemist. That's going to take actions as if you, when you do the grow action, take actions as if you placed a level 4 worker there. And then Astronomer, when you take the grow action, you can either gain a, this is one of the expansion tiles as well. You can either gain one of these out of this pile. That's why these are piled off to the side. You don't gain one from the ones that are showing. You either gain one of those or gain 2 points. Whenever you take the grow action. That's really nice. And then we have a couple farm tiles. That's one of the expansion ones with the extra places to hold things. And this is just one of the regular ones here that holds a couple wax. Okay. Let's see. So I do have another level 4. I might go ahead. I would like to do that graft and immediately place 1 out because that's going to let me, if I take this graft development tile, I can place a hibernation token here immediately, which will also give me the other honey that I need. So this is all kind of working out. The question is whether I want to put a 4. I don't think I want to put the 4 down. I'm going to put the 2 down. So that's going to bump him down. And then we'll take this, we'll spend 1 wax to do so. We'll place this, where do we want to place it? We do want to get things closer. Since I have so many seed cards, I don't really need these as much, the resources. I'm just going to take the 2 points from placing 1 there. So give me 2 points. And then I immediately place another hibernation token. We're really rushing the game. This is probably the first time I've played the game and actually gotten this many more hibernation tokens down before the automa did. And then we'll get that 3rd honey that we need in order to carve out the one that we want later. The obelisk to give us lots of points at the end. Okay, let's see what they're going to do now. So they're looking at yellows. If they have 0 or 1, they only have 1, they're going to retrieve them all. Okay, so now he's going to take back his yellow, and he's going to come back as a level 2 worker, is how this, I don't know if you can see this here, but we're playing on like the level 2 difficulty of the normal automa, and so the gained workers that he gets come back at a strength 2 instead of 1, because they don't actually do the grow action the way that we do. But then he's going to place 1 of his hibernation tokens out, and he's going to place it in a way that is going to give him the opportunity to gain points. And he goes from the left first, from left to right. And since he can't gain any more points from here, I've already got this security. He's going to try to start out-competing me for the area control on this section of the hibernation cone. Okay, so what else can I do? Oh, we didn't move these down either. This is the contrivance. Immediately purchase 1 carved tile for, for 1 less honey. Wow, okay, that would have been nice earlier. But now that I'm seeing that I have some wax and things like that's kind of tempting to want to get that. Because if I do that, I need my 4s in order to, I mean, at least 3s I need to use to start carving with. And we're pushing close to finishing the points out for over here. I'm tempted. I'm going to have to start growing soon. I'm going to run out of my ability to do much if I don't start getting some more workers out on the board. Now, if I explore over here, I can gain 1 and plant 1. And I do have at least 1 seed card that I think I want to plant. And I would have to use a level 4 worker in order to take that action. I'm really pushing it on getting these carved tiles done if I keep going this route. But I could also teach a dance. And I need to have a dance to make this one work. But I really need to start carving things. So I might just end up losing the extra points from this. I feel like if I don't take advantage of carving, I need to get this honey kind of off of my board. So I'll hibernate this guy over for him. He's going to end up taking the next section over here. And this is going to let me pay to place one of these out. I do need to get that obelisk in place. So let's do that. And that way we can clear off some more spots to gain more honey to be able to place my other 2. Okay, so let's go to the automa. He's looking for 0 or 1. We gave him plenty of workers now, so he's not going to do the middle action. He's going to go to research. He's looking at the yellow. He's going to take his number 3, and he's going to put it on the research. And then he's going to gain 3 points. Okay. So now I have to retrieve my workers. So this one will just pop in over here, and I'll get to place another hibernation token down. Yeah, I think I'll just do this one. This will wipe all of the recruits off and put new ones down. I don't see any that I'm really just pining after. There might be something that's crazy good that helps me afterwards. So I'm pulling those back. I'm not really sure exactly the order that I have to do this in. I think I can do it in any order I want. Because this one would come back as a 3. It's not going to matter because it's just going to give me the 1 production that I have. Move my queen's favor up 1 more. And now, where was that? Oh, I'm removing all of these and putting new ones down. There's only 2 more sections to fill up in the hibernation camp, so we're kind of coming, this game wraps up kind of quick. Definitely doesn't outstay its welcome. This says whenever you gain a frame, you also gain a seed. Whenever you build a tile adjacent to this one, then you gain a pollen. And then whenever you build a tile adjacent to this one, you gain a seed. Okay. All right, so now we're going back to the automa. They are looking at the grays, so they do have 2 grays, so they're not going to do this action, they're not going to do that. They're going to explore, they're going to take a 2 and put it on the exploration. And then it's going to move in this pattern here from where it's at, so it's going to go to the left. And then, so it's going to go with a power of 5. So it's going to go 1, 2, It wants to go up, but it can't, so it reverses directions. It goes 3, 4, and then it comes down to this 2 right here. So it takes that, puts a new one down, and it's going to put a fiber on that planet. Okay. Now I really want more workers, but I also want to do this as efficiently as possible. Oh, and I did hibernate last time, so I did gain a wax. I want to forget that, because that was my thought process on possibly going after that contrivance card at the end. However, now I won't have enough points to get over there of power. I kind of think I need to take the grow action. However, yes, no, I should probably do that. I can carve with a 3, but I need honey as well. And I can make honey by going over to the convert section. Now I could use this card and make it a 4 right now if I really wanted to for some reason. The only reason I can think to do that is that I could take over this section by also using that exploration to go over to Fava. And I could also plant the other card that I wanted to plant. Which is 3 points per carve tile. Gosh, but I'm really rushing the end of the game by getting that extra hibernation token down there too. So I'm not going to have a lot of time to actually gain points. I need to figure out how I'm actually gaining points. So I really need, I pretty much have to get this down by the end of the game to take advantage of all these. This will give me 15 points if I put this down. So I definitely need honey. So I think I'm just going to take this 3. I am going to use that card and make it a 4. Because that'll allow me to teach a dance. And I could teach a dance in a way that maybe makes making honey cheaper. Which is what I will do. So we're going to place this here, and we're going to put the honey down. You know, just for fun, I'm going to use one of the expansion ones here. It says I can either get honey or wax. And I'm trying to think if I want, I can give up another card to gain the other resources that I might need if I want to do it that way, or I can like start, I don't really want to lose points though down here. And since water is like basically useless to me, and I'm going to have to produce some water anyways, or I mean, I have to produce something. Oh, well, let's use this one, because I know the automa is not taking advantage of this anyways. And this lets me use any resource. I believe that's another one too from the expansion. So now I'm doing a level 4 action here. I can do this up to 4 times. Problem is I have too much wax in the way. So I'll only be able to get, I believe, I'm going to double check this rule. I believe I can actually kick my wax out if I want to, and then just get, I might be able to get Queen's Favor for that. Let me double check that. Okay, so yeah, I double checked the way that the rule works, and so like if you're producing more resources than you can hold, you throw those away at the end of your turn, and you gain 1 Queen's Favor for each one that you threw away. So I could take advantage of this up to at least up to, you know, I only need 3 honey, and I'll have to kick out one of my waxes in order to do that. So I am going to do that. Also on the side, I also noticed that when you're hibernating, you have to take the hibernation action, or you take whatever actions happen first before you get to do the hibernation comb action. But whatever, that's an aside. I'm going to end up having to get rid of a card, a couple of, probably at least 2 cards in order to get what I want. So man, this is difficult, but I think I'm going to get my carve tiles down. It's whether I want to be able to plant the seed or not at the end. I have one card that gives me I take away 1 strength to give another worker 2. I don't think I'm actually going to get to do that. I do have this one that would let me discard exploration tokens, but I've already gotten rid of all of them. So I'm going to get rid of these 2 here, and then I'll get rid of these 2 resources. The other way I could have done that too, if I really want to save that card, is I could just put a different thing down here when I taught the dance, so that I could get rid of like Queen's Favor or something like that for it. I really would like to keep getting Queen's Favor. I don't know if I'm going to have any opportunity though to actually gain enough Queen's Favor by the end of the game here to actually like really give me much points for it. And if I instead use something that I really like, this card. So let's say instead of doing this, I'll use the Queen's Favor here. So now I have to pay a fiber and a Queen's Favor. So I'll keep 1 card. I'll get rid of the other card to give me 2 additional fiber. I'll get rid of this fiber, and I'll get rid of 1, 2, 3 Queen's Favors in order to make honey. Lots of honey. And I'll bump out one of my waxes into my turn. That gets discarded, and I'll gain Queen's Favor back for that. So all in all, I didn't really lose much points off of the Queen's Favor track for all of that. Okay, so that is done, and then now we're going to go to the automa. It's looking at grays. If it's got 0 or 1, it retrieves all and gains 2 points. So this is going to become a 4. This is going to become a 3. And what was the last thing? Oh, and he gains 2 points. All right. So I've only got one thing I can do, and that's going to be to pull back this bee. And because I don't have any workers, that I automatically get to turn that into a level 1 back on my board. That will also, I'll get to do the hibernation, which is great. That kind of works out. I can get 1 additional thing. You know, let's get pollen just in case, because I might be able to grab extra recruits to keep working that carve tile as it goes. Oh, and I got the 1 Queen's Favor too. That technically happened before this hibernation comb action happened, but that doesn't affect anything. Okay, this is probably going to hurry up. I got to hurry up to get a carve tile out. So this is looking at yellows. It's not going to do the first one. It's not going to be able to do the second one. It's going to explore with this, and it's going to try to go to the right, then down. So it's going to hit this one. And it's going to put a fiber down there. Okay. Okay, so now I've got 1 level 1 worker. I think I should probably grow, spend my pollen, and then I get a level 1 worker back. Okay, the automa is going to go. It's looking at grays. It does have a 4. It's going to carve for 3. So I think the way this would work is it would kind of like snake back around. It hits this once, two, and then I think it comes back, and this is the third one that it gets. Okay. So I'm getting really tight on being able to do what I want to do. I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to build out all of my carved tiles. And I really want to, at the very least, finish one of my hex sections over here. Like the main first board, you get 8 points. You also get 8 points for every one of these other ones that you finish. However, I can't get all the way over there, but that one might let me build my second carve tile too by the end of this. Man, that's getting dangerous. I would really like... Oh, I don't have 2 waxes now, so that's not going to happen. However, I think I did just hibernate, so I gained a wax, but I still didn't have room for it, so I would have gotten one more of these as well from the Queen's favor. Let's see, what do I want to do? I guess I could just bump out and grow another one, but I don't know if I'm even going to be able to do that many actions. I guess it's kind of better than just retrieving, except I'll have to spend the pollen that I might otherwise be able to purchase with. Oh, difficult decisions. I'd really like to get that contrivance. I would really like to be able to get that, but I have to have at least a level 3 worker in order to carve. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm just going to retrieve this one, so because I have to be able to have points to take down from a worker in order to give them to another one. So if I take that back, I'll get one more Queen's favor. We'll go with the next one. He's looking at yellows. He doesn't have any, so he's going to retrieve all his yellows. It's a 4 and now he's got a 4 and a 3. I think he's going to gain 2 points. So now I know I have what I need to carve. Now I'm just trying to think if I can even get any more actual points. I'm unfortunately probably not going to be able to get one of these planted by the end either. Man, it's getting tight. Should I just go for the carved tile right now? If I do, that's pretty much going to end the game. I'm going to double check exactly how the end game triggers. Okay, yeah. So you get 1 extra turn. So if I could potentially get myself set up with another 3, I don't see that happening very easily. Then I would be able to do like 2 carve actions in a row, which is a decent little chunk of points if I can get that to happen. So I guess we should keep taking advantage of, because I know I'm going to get this delegation out by the end. Oh, if he pulls back that carve, I'll be screwed on this. I guess I maybe should just grow and see what happens. Because when he pulls this back, he's going to trigger the end game. I'll get one more turn in order to build that other section down. Okay, I'm going to attempt. Oh, goodness. I'm going to attempt. Something. Oh, I guess I could do it like this. If I place a level 2 here, I can then take the points down for it later after it's placed. That way I can go ahead and place another one of these out. And since they're all at a discount of 1, I could get the first 2 for free. Let's see. Okay. I think I'm going to take this one. Spin my pollen. And I think I'm going to pop it in right here and gain a card. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I can use this to gain any expiration token. Okay. And then this goes right here. This is the deputy. You may purchase from any column regardless of worker strength. Oh, I couldn't do that. I couldn't buy that guy because my strength wasn't high enough. So let's put the pollen back. And to reverse any of that, because I'm not basing any of my decisions off of this guy would have had to stay here. I would have had to just take one of these random. I would have just taken this one. So we'll just put that one there. Yeah. I forgot he was in the 5 strength and I only had 3 that I was using. Okay, so let's see what they do. He does have more than 0 or 1 of the grays. He does not have a 4 to carve, so now he's going to research with the 3. He's going to go in here and he's going to get 3 points. Man, they just gobble up points as they go. So now I could keep pushing this, or I could just own that tile and get this finished. I could just retrieve this guy. That would make it a 3 already. Okay, let's chance it one more time. We're going to put this one here and gain another worker for 1 pollen. Yes, I'm going to do that because I may be able to have 2 level 3 workers by the end of this. We'll see what they do. They're looking at yellows. They are going to carve, which is going to push the end game. So this one's going to come back as a 2. He's going to take this token and then he's going to place this out here. That would get rid of all the farm tiles. I don't really probably even need to do this because I don't expect to be buying anymore, but let's play the game like you're supposed to. Okay. I believe that happens with the automa. I know they don't take anything, but I think they do reset the rows. Because this one had a little reset the farm tile row, farm section row. Okay, so this is the last turn. I'll double check. I don't know if the automa gets one last turn. Let me double check. Oh, wow, yeah, so the automa does get 1 extra turn. Man, I guess, yeah. I'll do what I was going to do, the safe bet there. I guess I'll use up these cards. I already said I'm only going to use 2. So I'll play this one. to reduce the strength of a worker and get +2 on another one. So we'll make this one a 3. I'm going to gain any one of the exploration tokens, and this is one of the old cards. Normally these will let you gain here after the expansion. I got to check all these little rules I'm not used to. Okay, so by playing this other card here, I'll get to gain any one exploration token, and so I can place that. I can get from one of these or one of the face-up ones. I'm just going to take a random one because I don't think I'm probably going to get any other Queen's Favor from this. Oh, look, 2 Queen's Favors. Okay, perfect. So it goes 1, 2, and then that did give me an extra point because as this one, oh no, because I'm not going to get to hibernate. Okay, that's fine. I don't get to actually hibernate this last one. I was thinking for some reason that I would. They would get to hibernate, but it doesn't do anything for them. And then I would get to do that final carve action. I'll get rid of 2 of these, and we'll place this in over here. Okay, so at least I get to take advantage of the recruits. Okay, and then they do 1 extra last action. They do have plenty of workers now. They are looking at grays. They don't have a 4. They're going to take an explore action. And oh, I wonder if I've been missing this with the explore actions that they've been doing. No? Okay. I was looking at these extra little icons here, making sure I did this right. So he's going in this pattern. So he wants to go to the right, then down and to the left. So he's going to take this one right here. And that's this. There's a water there. This really doesn't matter that I'm putting all this stuff because this is the end. All right. And now what I'll have to do is I'll have to add up all of the points that that I gained, and of course all the points that they gained, and then we'll see where we are from there. I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. Wow, man, that was crazy close. This is probably one of the lower scoring games I've done, probably because I'm trying to shoot a video of it at the same time and trying not to waste so much time thinking. But adding it all up, we both ended with 79 points. That includes the points that were gained during the game. The points that the automa got points based off of all the tiles that they took and the exploration tokens. They didn't get any points from the hibernation comb. I thought we both ended at 79, and I was looking up what the tiebreaker was. And the tiebreaker, if you are tied with the automa, if you've taught a dance at least once, then you win. And then I went back and looked, and I was like, oh, I actually gained 1 extra point from having taught the dance that I missed. So that put me at 80 points and the automa at 79. I'm not 100% if I did everything correctly, you know, as far as like counting up the points. I did count up my Queen's Favor. Obviously, they didn't get any of those. It's possible that I missed something and did something incorrect. But I'll briefly go over the points that I did count up. So I was at 10 points here on the score track. And then you gain 1 point, or you gain a number of points based off of what is printed on these tiles, and then any other extra effects. So this one delegation tile gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I actually would have had 3 extra. I just now counted that wrong. So I actually wouldn't be quite as close. I'd have had 83 because I only counted 5 of these the first time. So I got 6 of these recruit tiles. So those were 3 points each. So I got 18 points just from this. And then I got 25 points from this because I had the empty spaces with building bonuses around it. So those were my big scores. And then otherwise I got like another 5 points from the Queen's Favor. Yeah, I don't think there was really anything. I got the 1 point from doing the the dance over here. The way they scored, they got 7 points for each of their carved tiles, so they got 21 from that. They got 6 from the 2 of the development tiles. They got another 4 from their 2 recruit tiles, and then they got only 3. They get 1 point apiece for each of the farm tiles. They did have like a stack of quite a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these exploration tokens. Those gave them 3 points each, so they got another 18 for that. And then I can't remember what, I think they were at 27 points before all of that. It's on the video if you zoom in. But anyways, the way it all added up is that they were just behind me. So man, I feel like I wasn't sure at the end, because this, again, it felt pretty low scoring. But you can see, like, I've played games where I had like 4, like 3, like the whole beginning section and like 3 of these other exploration sections filled up. You know, this is probably the least I've ever built on a game as far as these tiles go. And then the points were less with that. And you kind of just, there's no, like, it's kind of luck as far as based off like the number of points you could get on one particular game. I think you know, you scale with each other, because whoever's rushing the game, I guess I kind of was rushing the game by getting my hibernation tokens out first. Usually it's kind of hard to do that with the automa, but I guess it just was kind of happening the way that things were showing up on the board here for me today. So I don't know if I've lost against the automa, but I haven't played beyond, I don't think I've played beyond the normal difficulty. There's like a lower there's an easy difficulty even before that. But I don't think I've played above that, but you can make it quite a bit harder on yourself. But I think the normal setting is where you're going to want to play at least a few times if you're going for the automa games. But anyways, yeah, that's about everything I think that we got for this playthrough of Apiary. I'm excited that I got to do the expansion content and play with it a little bit. It does change some things. I really like these new frames quite a bit. I love the fact that there are 7 new hive mats to put down, so that you have some interest. Like, that was a really interesting board for me. That's why I chose it, the one that worked off of those carved tiles. So yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. It's a great way to suck up those carved tiles. Those can be some of the biggest point scoring you know, tiles that you get, as long as you can take advantage of them. And luckily I was just barely able to take enough advantage with these cards that allowed me to manipulate it just enough. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by, and hopefully you enjoyed this little playthrough. Now that the new expansion's coming out, it's going to be in retail pretty soon, so keep an eye out for it. It is obviously, it's available. You can get it from Stonemeyer's website. But I think you still have to wait a while, because they were getting out all of the members first from their membership program, and then they're going to put it out to normal retail, and you'll be able to find it in all of the you know, all of the big game stores and your local game stores as well, I'm assuming. But anyways, thank you so much. If you enjoy this kind of content, you know, a couple of those little free clicks on the screen really help support out channels like mine. I appreciate it so much when you do. But as always, do what is right for you. And until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.